Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another case proving that people will conceive babies with complete strangers and then act surprised when reality hits. A mother is seeking to establish custody, child support, and legal parameters for the father's involvement, but doesn't even know the basics about him. Cringy and embarrassing. Thankfully, she's not on camera. He exited before the child was born and allegedly only left behind threats over text. Let's see how the court sorts out this irresponsible entanglement.
This is Bell County Cause number 23 DFA and 340,873. This is in the interest of Tucker, minor child, non-custodial party being Jalen Sander, custodial party, Snyder, I'm sorry, and custodial party being Kadisha Tucker. And this matters before the court or petition to establish parent-child relationship. There was a service on mom back in September of 2023. However, after that date, the state did file a first admitted petition in this matter, and that was served on citation on Mr. Snyder in Alabama on the 24th day of August 2024. The mother's present today. I don't see service on her, but if she was willing to go ahead and proceed today, obviously we can. There doesn't seem to be an answer for Mr. Snyder or one filed on his behalf by legal counsel. So we can proceed in default at this time if that's what the mother wishes to do. And I'll let the state bring that out. Thank you. And tell
thank
the court what you're trying to do here today. And is this a final attempt? Thank you.
Requesting a final order, Your Honor, requesting the court to use the minimum wage presumption. Mr. Tucker or Mr. Snyder being in Alabama, my understanding is that follows the federal minimum wage. So I believe this will be pretty straightforward.
Okay.
My understanding is that Miss Snyder is requesting less than a standard possession. And I believe her testimony to the court will be that Mr. Snyder has not seen the child since he was released from the hospital after birth, and that at least at several points he made some threatening text messages saying he was going to snatch or possibly harm the child. Anyway, so requesting the court to use long arm jurisdiction. The testimony would be that the child was conceived here in Texas. Other than that, requesting retroactive support back to the birth of the child, $232 a month by 45 months. I have $10,440, and my requested repayment will be $103, Your Honor.
All right, then. Miss Tucker, please raise your right hand. Ma'am, do you solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and that but the truth will help you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to let the state call you as a witness. If there's anything you think the court needs to know after the end of your testimony, ma'am, you'll be allowed to tell the court that information so long as it's relevant to what we're doing here today, because you're your own counsel on this one. So you may proceed at this time, Mr. Diamond. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, will you say your full name, please?
Kadesha Maisha Tucker.
Okay, and Ms. Tucker, are you willing to go forward today with this and try to get a final order?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, I appreciate that. What's the name of the child you have with Mr. Snyder?
Samuel Caleb Tucker.
And is there any doubt that Mr. Snyder's the father?
No.
Okay. Do you know where Mr. Snyder lives now?
No.
Where was your child conceived?
Killeen, Texas.
Okay. Let's talk about your child and Mr. Snyder. When's the last time, or how many times has Mr. Snyder seen your son since his birth?
Twice.
Okay. When was the last time?
Sammy, I want to say was about maybe 2 or 3 weeks old.
Okay. Has Mr. Snyder ever given you indications that he wants to be involved in Samuel's life? I should say that since Samuel was born, has he given you any indications that he wants to be involved?
No. That's what I was told, but when it came down to it, no.
Okay. Okay, and then I reported to the court just a minute ago that at some point he made some sort of threats. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, what did in this was by text message?
yes.
What did the text messages he sent say?
That he would take Sammy, like if he were to get him, that he would take him and stuff like that.
Okay.
As far as like not bringing him back, type of thing.
Okay, so it wasn't that he would hurt him, it's just that he would take your son and not bring him back.
Well, he did say that he would get rid of him as well, and that was all a part of the same conversation. But after that, I have not heard or seen from him or anything like that. It's
Okay.
just been me and Sammy.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I'm gonna change topics here. Do you have health insurance available through your work at a reasonable cost?
No, I do not.
Okay, and is there some other source that you could obtain health insurance from at a reasonable cost?
I can apply for either Medicaid or CHIP or something,
Okay.
which I have, but I was denied most of the time.
Okay. Did they tell you why you were denied?
At one point in time, I was working at Tesla. I was told that I made too much.
Okay. Are you still employed at Tesla?
No, I'm currently a CNA now.
Okay. All right. When did you and Mr. Snyder separate?
I'd say in like April, May.
Okay, and that was before your son was born?
Correct, it was.
Okay. Do you have any knowledge of what Mr. Snyder does for a living?
No, I don't.
Okay. And I think the last thing I need to ask you is, do you have any concerns with Mr. Snyder knowing where you live or having your other contact information?
No, not really. I'm just more so concerned of like if he does decide to, come around or whatever, being that he doesn't want to, well, he's shown that he doesn't want to father Sammy. So like if he comes around Sammy, like will he potentially harm him or something like that to get out of his obligation? That is honestly a concern of mine. But other than that, I don't think he'll pop up because so far he hasn't. And it's been 4 years. Well, almost 4 years. So
Okay. So I guess the follow-up question to that would be, I mean, do you have reason to believe that he's crazy enough to hurt a child to get out of paying some money? And I'm not trying to minimize your concern, but I mean that's really I think the
I
question before the
mean,
court.
I don't know. I don't really know much. I mean, it's sad to say, but I don't really know much about his character to say if he would or, wouldn't. I just know in the beginning there was a whole lot of drama and stuff like that, Well, like, I'll take him before I pay child support or whatever. Instead of us being able to come to a common ground, then all of a sudden he disappeared and left everything up to me. So, I mean, honestly, I think that's something that's like up in the air.
Yes, ma'am. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am. I can't make a decision on anything that's speculative. I can only make it on the facts. Based on these circumstances, I'm looking at having to name you both joint manager conservators, but giving you the right to side domicile. I'll make that right unrestricted. I'm looking at ordering child support and cash medical as requested by the state. Again, it sounds like you may be able to get some insurance. You say you're a CNA, right?
Yes, I am a CNA now. Yes, sir. Yes, Your
Who do you-
Honor. I'm
Who do
sorry.
you work for?
Western Hills Nursing and Rehab in Temple, Texas.
Okay, then. Yeah, but they don't have health insurance available to you for your position, correct?
Correct. I'm a PRN. Due to like lack of childcare and stuff like that, I can't go full time because I don't want to, risk having to call out multiple times and stuff like that. So whenever I have childcare, I go into work. It's like a make your own schedule type.
Okay.
You
All right,
know.
then, ma'am. I look at the name and you like to say joint managed conservative, giving you the right to decide domicile, that rights unrestricted. I'm looking at grant the child support, cash medical, retroactive, and repayment is requested by the state. Well, because the father has not seen the child since he couldn't pick this baby out of a lineup of babies to save his life, more than likely. You haven't sent him pictures or anything like that, right?
I used to when Samuel was first born, but after no response or anything, I stopped.
Okay.
So
Well,
the last time he seen Samuel, he was probably, like I said, like maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 weeks old, and he
okay.
hasn't seen him since.
All right, then, ma'am. Well, I'm going to go ahead and order that until further order of the court. I'm going to restrict his access to the child. He's entitled to see the child on the first and the third Saturdays of the month from 1 to 5 in your care if he gives you at least 72 hours advance notice that he wants to see his child. But other than that, until further order of the court, that's all I'm going to give him because I have no idea what this man is up to, what his capabilities are, and the fact that he hasn't seen this child since the child was 3 weeks old. I'm going to leave it at that. If he wants to come back in and show he wants to be a father, he wants some standard orders, I can set those up. But until that happens, that's what I'm looking at doing. And of course, you can agree to anything with him. If he wants to do some FaceTime or something like that, you can go ahead and do that if you want to, ma'am. But for right now, I might go put
If he decided to come in and show, like he's ready to fly, I wouldn't have any problem with him getting his child. But being that, he's a stranger right now, that kind of concerns me. But if he comes in and he does right, I won't fight him on it. I don't have any problem with him seeing his child.
And by coming in, ma'am, I mean he has to come back to the court and make that request. But for right now, that's what I'm looking at doing as far as the order is concerned. And Mr. Diamond,
Okay.
I'm in order. He's responsible for court costs, and it's due only before the 31st day of March 2026. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
If billed by the county. Anything else, Mr. Diamond, on this one?
So the court might have said this and I might have missed it. I heard first and third Saturdays of the month and 72 hours advance notice, but I'm guessing the hours are 1 to 5.
Yeah, that's it. I thought I said 1 to 5, but yeah, 1 to 5.
And I might have missed it, Your Honor. Sorry about that.
I may have not said it, so hey, we won't go there.
Other than that, if Miss Tucker could stick around, I can get her the order. It wouldn't take very long to get it out.
All right, Ms. Tucker, the state's going to start working on that order and get it to you. So he's going to put you in he's going to put her in a breakout room. She needs to hang around outside here.
Yes, sir. I'll put her in a breakout room if that's all right, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Tucker, any final questions, ma'am?
No, sir. Everything was pretty much clear to me.
Okay. All right, like the state's going to work that order and get it to you, ma'am, and good luck to you and your son. And we're off the record. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I'm certainly not excusing his behavior, but what did you expect from a man who was never invested in the first place? He's not the only irresponsible person here. 2 people made a life-altering choice without a plan, and as usual, the court is left picking up the pieces when parenthood is a product of recklessness instead of a vetted decision. How many times do we have to see this exact scenario before people realize it's completely preventable? And is it really an absent parent problem or having sex with the wrong person problem? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more gripping courtroom moments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.